All right, I'm gonna make a quick video on my Northland boiler here. Had a viewer reach out to me. My email's in the channel description if anybody wants to. They have a Northland boiler. Sounds like they just moved to the place. They're in Minnesota. I'm assuming they don't know a whole lot about outdoor boilers. So run through on this. I got a dedicated breaker in the garage feeding this. This is a 250 gallon Northland. There's also a 400 gallon version. A friend of mine down the road has one. Heats his house and his shop with it. Pretty simple boiler. Round firebox. It's got a drop down in the back to hold your heat in. It's like a smoke shelf. That's got water running through it too. Tubes like box steel. So your smoke's got to roll under the bottom and back up. Draft control is in the door. It's not a forced blower at all. It's just got this draft right here. When it's warm, this draft door likes to stick. It'll creosote itself shut from time to time and kick the breaker in the back of the boiler out. Draft door solenoid power switch is right there. So since it's calling for heat, it's open right now. That's why I came to fire and do it now, because I see it had come on. My water level tube needs to be replaced. You're just supposed to be between those safe marks right there. It's got a valve that drains back. Drips out the bottom there. Someday I want to put a piece of conduit up and put a light on that pole, but just got a gauge stuck into the water jacket. The whole outside of this is not foam insulated, it's fiberglass insulated. Honestly, we're just around freezing, but it really doesn't lose a ton of heat out that way. These are pretty cheap, pretty well constructed, but I run my water between 170 and 180. So 170, it kicks on. The controls for that in the back. We'll go there next. I'll show you something else when we get around the back I'm going to do here tonight. I got a whacking big butt piece of spruce in there and a bunch of little ones. Burning that dead spruce that Cody been hauling home. Smoking a ton. A lot of times when you start it, I'll leave the door cracked open a couple inches till I get a good fire going in there. Draft is fine, but it seems to take a little bit to get it going. So around the back, I popped the door open here. This has hookups for 2 pumps. I've only got one installed right now, just feeding the house. It's just a little Grundfos. Oh, this ain't even a Grundfos. The old one was a Grundfos. Replacement at Menards, 3-speed pump. I forget what size is it. I don't even know if that's a quarter. That a tenth of a... I'm not seeing it. Not see. I think it's a tenth of a horse pump is all it is. So nothing fancy. I just got that in there. If I wanted to feed a garage or another outbuilding or something, there's another set of taps and valves on that side. When I'm done here, every now and then, she creosotes up. You can tell when you're smoking out the door real bad. So, I'm going to rake that out when I'm done. I got a fence post. I should have a rounded bottom, but this fence post was laying around here with a piece steel welded on the end of it. So I'm going to clean that out when I'm done here before we make the second part of this video. Back here is your control panel. Little mouse doings in there. So the recommendation is run it to 180. There's your control right there. It's just a 10-degree. If you got the high at 180, the low will come in. It's about a 10-degree split on there. It does not have a second. It's set at 10 degrees below. So if your door sticks, your solenoid circuit breaker is right here. You come out, temp's low, should be running. It's not. Free your door up, open the door up and hit it with a stick from the inside or whatever, knock that creosote loose. That never even happened last year. It seems like maybe it's the wood I'm burning from time to time, warm temps, but the on-off switch for the whole thing, that'll shut your pump off. That'll shut the solenoid off. The whole thing goes off. I can shut it off at the breaker. But this is your breaker reset right here for your draft solenoid. If it gets stuck, gets hot, it'll kick itself out. Pop the panel and reset it there. So I'm going to clean that out. Just rake it out with my stick and then it'll draft a little bit better. And I'll run through the basement and show you what we got. There's a sacrificial anode in that first one right there, zinc anode. Water fills there, just sets in there on a piece of rubber. Non-pressurized system. I clean this out every other year. There is a 2-inch bung on the front right here and similar on the back. I open this up, let the water run out, take a garden hose in the back, flush it out. I do not have a lot of sediment, not a lot of corrosion. This will be time to do it this spring. I usually do it right after I shut it down, fill it up, dump a gallon of I forget which brand L&M carries. I dump a gallon of boiler chemical in it to keep the pH good. I've never litmused the thing. When you look inside with a flashlight through your 2-inch holes there, it looks really clean in there. I haven't had much trouble with our water. And like I said, I'm putting a gallon of boiler chemical in it every 2 years. I'm draining it and flushing it out every 2 years. So I'll take care of this and we'll run in the basement. Alright, so a quick overview of what I got going on in the basement. So our insulated line from outside comes in right there. We put that in when we ran water to the barn. Lines come in, elbow up. They're this one needs to be put back up there, but they run in the overhead over here. Kind of a little dark in here. Runs back. So I got an oil furnace right here. We use the oil furnace for an air handler. Wired a separate thermostat switch in it. Just turn the thermostat right down on the oil burner. And then we put this coil here. Cut a chunk out of the plenum, slid that in, hook that in so you got a line coming in, runs through there, line coming out. I got these 2 3/4-inch lines on here that run down, and it's dark down here. I got a hand valve and some hot water baseboard on both sides of this right here. And it's a barn clothes drying rack. Puts off some heat, dries the clothes. There's you know, you've got a rack on top. You throw mittens and hats, and a cat up there. Cats are smart. So after the water comes, the return water coming out of the coil comes back through here and comes down into this side arm on the water heater. I can heat all my water here. You got to be a little bit careful with it. So water will get up 170, 175, whatever. But this is just a 2-inch copper with this 3/4 down the center. We expanded these ends out a little bit and drove it through. It soldered them. So your water just comes through and out the bottom and returns to boiler. Up the other line there, I notice lighting is terrible. So it just comes off of the top here, bottom there. So it's just gravity circulation, and it will do a pretty good job of heating that up. I've kind of run it this winter always with the electric on. Boiler keeps it hot at night. I don't know, I just didn't feel like fighting with it. You got people taking showers after work and washing a milk machine and whatever when the cow's milking. And so that's a mixing valve right there. Takes that hot water and mixes it with some cold. You get not quite scalding temp upstairs. So the valve set at about 125. So that's what I got. And we'll turn that around. There I am. If you got any questions, let me know. I would rather talk than type, so that's why I decided I'd make a video out of this. And you all have a good day, and like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks.